sounds like the thing you're supposed to say, but they were one of my top 5 favorite bands growing up. I was just listening to them with my dad, and then at a certain point, my uncle was like a fill-in for one of the members of the band. And so I started following it a little more closely, and was like, oh, Chicago, like maybe there's an in here, because I've always been in film, interested in film since I was young. So when I graduated from college, he was a member of the band, an official member.
In what capacity?
The piano player and vocalist, and one of the vocalists, many vocalists in that band. But they needed somebody to basically do a behind-the-scenes little 4-minute thing for them for free. And my uncle's like, oh, my nephew just graduated from film school. He'd probably do it for free. And of course I did it for free, because why would I do that? Then they hired me, and 3 years later I started making this movie. Now 3 years later it's done.
So they were encouraging of a feature documentary treatment of...
To a certain extent. I mean, there's always some hesitance because you're dealing with people's lives. I mean, this is their life on camera. So, you know, me being 26 when I started making it, I think there was some hesitance, like, what does this kid know about us? You know, we were multi-millionaires by the time we were his age, and we were, you know, had 10 songs on the radio, and I don't think that's my perception of how I feel, just because, you know, you go in a little bit insecure about, I hope I can do this right, I hope I can do them justice, but they saw the film. We premiered it at Sedona about a month and a half ago, and it won the festival, and they were all there, and it was really surreal for me to have the band in the theater seeing the movie that I knew about them, and them all liked it. Pretty much from 2010 to 2016, the movie is all my footage, pictures. And now I'm actually going in a few days to the Hall of Fame induction. I have to add that into the credits, because there's a whole bit in the movie at the end where it's like, they're not in the Hall of Fame, and it's a shame. And now they got in, and I was like, that's great that they got in.
What a happy ending for your movie.
Yeah, it's a great ending. It's a good problem to have, having to open the edit again. It's like almost like a Broadway show. It's, you know, so well choreographed. Everything they do is, I don't want to say rehearsed, because that makes it sound stale, but it's so fine-tuned that it's like, you know, remembering something so much that you can forget it. They go up there and it feels new every time. But I knew the show so well, I knew their movements, that I could do, you know, one of the documentaries that influenced me with this one was the Last Waltz that Martin Scorsese made, where he shot some of that concert stuff with like camera moves, and it wasn't just cutting. So I was able to, you know, in my own head, be timing out the shots with a steady cam, doing moves across the stage, while also getting the coverage of just the singer, just the sax player, just this, that. But it's that is also coming out. So there's a whole concert documentary coming out that's just the concert. It's 2.5 hours. Yeah, and so that was kind of how I sold them on spending the money to make this. Was, hey, if you bring me and my crew out, I can make you 2 things in one go. Yeah. And that was pretty attractive to them.
Last question: do you have a defining, for you personally, do you have a defining Chicago song?
Yeah, I mean, if you're going to go with a hit, I would say Saturday in the Park. But one of my favorite deep cuts is Now That You've Gone from Chicago 5 and What's This World Coming To from Chicago 6. Those are 2 that I'm not sure, I'm sure they charted somewhere, but they were not top 20 hits. And they're just, there's 2 of the ones that I'm like, guys, why don't you play that one in the show?